So this is the second time that Essence has been called out about an article that they have written. And they responded by gaslighting the person that they wrote about. So the first one was Amanda Seales. And Amanda Seales called out some people. Essence responded by saying, hey, we're going to do better. And then a few days later, they were like, psych, we're not going to do better. Your problem is you. And it was kind of weird, but I was kind of like, Essence has been out of touch for a while. Then the Ramonte article came out where he basically called them out for doing the thing that they were talking about in the article, which is not giving Black influencers, opportunities and, trips or whatever. But they responded with, how dare you? How did you get that from our article? You kind of need to be glad that we even acknowledged you anyway. Like, that was the tone of that article. And what these publications don't seem to realize is there has been a huge shift in the culture, but it's almost like they are in this bubble. And so there was a time when we had to depend on large organizations to get out whatever messaging that we wanted. And now we don't have to do that anymore. And I noticed it in my business as well. There used to be a time where the only way that you can get attention was via trade shows. And then social media came and it allowed you to go direct to the consumer. But a lot of businesses or organizations were slow to make the change. And when you talk to people in those organizations, it was almost like, how dare you challenge the status quo? Which is the feeling that I'm getting with Essence. I guess the bigger issue here is how Black people exist, in particular how Black women exist, and how members of the LGBTQIA, I hope I got all of those letters right, exist is fundamentally different than it was, I would dare say, pre-COVID. Since COVID and how people interact with social media has changed dramatically. How people view their lives has changed dramatically. And I would dare say that TikTok has played a huge part of that, because Facebook and Instagram were all about a very curated feed, whereas you come over here to TikTok and it's like the real of what's happening. And so when all of those layers were pulled back and we kind of saw, wait a minute, this is not how we thought it was. And a lot of what we thought was real was actually a lie, in particular with the Black elites. We don't really listen to them like that anymore. We don't value their opinion like that anymore. And then when you take people that are in the trenches, that are living their dailiness and being fairly authentic with it, and in Amanda Seales' case, uplifting Black women in particular, we're especially not down for that. I remember when Essence was a huge part of my household, but I also remember when I was and this shit don't apply to me no more. And I am almost their target demographic. And if I'm not interested, there's got to be a point in time when not just Essence, but just organizations in general, well, you know what, it ain't got to be a time. Shit, they can go away like some of the rest of them.